Listen up.
It's the number one voice of the tri-state. I'm number one. It's Cooking Up 215. So let the show begin.
Turn me up.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 215, where we get you up close and personal with your favorite artists, entrepreneurs, shakers, and move makers. And boy, we got one of the nicest people with words, I must swear, on Instagram. We got Maui The Writer in the kitchen tonight.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for coming. We've been working on this for a while. You know what I mean? We've been talking for a little bit. I always say it's God's time and everything happens when it's supposed to.
Yeah, you picked the perfect time.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What's going on at is the perfect time?
Nothing.
Yeah, you was busy. I think last time we probably talked, you were probably pregnant, I believe.
Probably.
I believe
That seems about right for me.
That probably was going on. But, you know, we've been working for a while, so I figured, like, it'll happen eventually.
Right.
But I definitely, you are one of those people that was, like, you know, on my list of must-haves. Because, like, your grind and your work ethic and as hard as you were going for as long as you've been going.
Because I see that you had asked me.
Yeah.
There's probably a lot going on at the time.
And that's the thing, but that's how long you've been putting in work. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was working then. I probably was working, quit, and then was working again all in the same time of you know, putting in your work. But, you know, this is where we get to really know you. I'm sure they probably know you. You write a lot of personal work and stuff like that. But we're going to try to do our best to get in there a little bit. So, what got you into poetry? Like, what made you choose to get into poetry?
So it's a few things that I'm always telling this story. This is so funny. So around the time when I start writing, I would watch Def Jam poetry, but I would also watch Headshots. Like, my mom would buy me the rap DVDs.
Yeah?
Yeah. So, like, I would be so hyped, like, watching rap DVDs, but also watching Def Jam poetry. Yeah. And when I would see, like, watching him freestyle and being a shy person and watching people on the rap DVDs, having their friends hype them up, being creative, I feel like I was living through them. Like, I wish I could do that. I wish there's something that I could do. Of course, when I'm trying to write, I don't got nothing to talk about this as entertaining. Like, because I'm a kid, like, I'm like 13. So, like, I can't see my fucking mom. I want to move. Like, it's stuff like that. She was
giving you these headshot drinks at like 13. This is around, young age.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Like, whenever Headshots was, the last one she bought me was Headshots 2.5. Yeah. So whenever this was coming out is when she was buying them for me. Yeah. She probably was feeling like, my daughter's weird. I don't know what she got going on. She likes to watch these rap DVDs. Yes. I would sit there and just keep watching them and memorize people's raps. And
that's hard.
Just write my own poems. Of course, like, then I probably felt like they were raps.
Right.
But they were not raps.
They were poetry.
They were poems.
The crazy part, we just had somebody on. We was having this conversation because he said he started writing raps from writing poetry for his mom. So he used to write poetry, and that led him to writing raps. So it's crazy how close poetry
One
and
just
rap
don't got a
is.
beat.
And that's what I said. I said it just ain't got a beat. So it's like rap is poetry with a beat. Yeah.
So that's really what kind of started it. And I was always just writing for myself, like, not for other people. Just
for yourself? Mm-hmm. So I know that, like, for a punishment, like, your mom used to get you self-care books?
Yes, like, that would be, I like how you did your homework. Yeah, so if like, I was in trouble or something, my mom would be like, go read a book. So it would be like, go read The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Yeah. It's just like, this shit kind of interesting.
Did that help with your poetry? Do you feel like that helped a little bit?
It helped with my poetry. I feel like it also, like, helped with, like, my perspective of people, like, understanding people. Right. Like, because she would be getting to read the good books. Like, she's reading the hood novels and stuff.
Yeah, with the juicy stuff.
Right, she's reading the juicy stuff.
Yeah.
I'm reading chicken soup books and stuff like that. Like, but I started, like, after a while, like, you're going to learn how to find enjoyment out of it. So it helped with the poetry a little bit, but I feel like it really just helped with, like, conversation, understanding people.
But I think that's the kind of, especially for your type of poetry, that's what it's about, like, kind of understanding people, understanding yourself a little bit, you know what I mean?
And relating to other people.
Yeah. Being able to read the situation a little deeper.
So that, I guess in that
sense.
In that sense, it helped with a lot of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you went to school for personality theory, so what is it, psychology?
So I went to school for psychology. I dropped out.
You dropped out, though? Mm-hmm. Did you do a couple classes?
Yeah, I went to school. I did a couple classes. I actually reapplied to start over last year, like, online, to start psychology again.
That's dope.
And then I took a break. I'm going to try again one more time. It's different when you don't really got to go to school. I just want to prove to myself that I can if I wanted to.
Now you're just kind of doing things you want to do, if you want to do it or not.
Yeah.
What made you want to take psychology?
Well, for one, I started with, what did I start doing? I started wanting to do be a pediatrician or something. Okay. And then I decided, you know what, I'm going to be a business management major. Everything I wanted to do was based off of what degree was going to make the most money. And they got math in those subjects. Like, I kept picking majors that had
everything they got math, and you don't want to do no math.
But I liked psychology a lot, but I know that some of the most underpaid people are like social workers, teachers, people with psychology degrees. But I'm like, you know what? This is easy for me. This is something I actually am interested in, and I'm good at. I might as well just not even care about the money and just do what I actually am passionate about. Right. But life happened, and like, you got other things going on, and it's like, I feel like people, when you are in school, you gotta be able to just see the vision of the long goal. For real. I wasn't seeing the vision.
It's not enticing enough.
It wasn't.
It sounds good, but it's not worth the work.
Yeah, but not to me personally. Right. To me personally.
For you, the way your life is set up,
and how I've seen things for myself, I don't think that it was worth it for me.
Got you. Understood. So let's say you jumped on this journey about like 2017. 2017, you quit your job, you know what I'm saying, walked out the post office, said, fuck all this, I ain't delivering no more mail, and I'm going full time on the poetry. How did you know you could do that, first off? What signs or what was going on in your life where you knew that this was a possibility? You know, some people think they can, but to do it and be successful, especially for women, I know women, y'all love security. Right. Like, niggas, we say, fuck it, we gonna quit, we gonna figure it out. But women will truly, like, I'm gonna work this job. Like, you know what I mean? Last thing I'm gonna do is be broke. Yeah. What made you think it was cool and this was the time?
I'm not really sure, because that's also like the longest job I ever had. Like, I did have a lot of stability. I wasn't happy at my job. And I feel like I wanted to start doing shows, and that job, like, the hours was kind of conflicting. But I'm one of those people that, like, I make plan A work, whatever plan A is going to be. I don't think about, like, the possibility of what if it don't work. Okay. And I also, like, am not ashamed of if it doesn't work. Like, if it didn't work, I was going to go back to the post office. I was going to reapply. Like, that's just what it was going to be.
I got a record here. Y'all going to let me back.
But of course I wasn't thinking that way, but if push came to shove, I would have did it. Right. I just felt like if I really like doing this, which I did at the time, for me to be able to, that's something I saw it through. Like, I couldn't do it with the degree, but I felt like I could do it with myself.
You saw that vision.
I could see where this could go. Right. And I feel like it was worth trying, and I couldn't do what I love to do and be working at the job, but I did use the job to invest in what I wanted to do. Okay. So I wasn't one of them people that's, I'm just going to quit my job. I had money, and I quit during income tax time, and I claimed my nephew. I did not quit with $20.
Yeah, you made sure you was right before you walked out that situation.
Kudos to the people that be like, oh, I quit with $20 to my name. No.
Dead broke, walking out.
I got a son.
We're going to be all right. God got us.
Right. No, I don't. Those people, kudos to them. Right. I had a little bit more cushion to work with to figure some stuff out.
Yeah, and it's like 2017. Trump came around 2019. You was cool. You had a little run. Then you get a little extra oomph coming 2019 and get some COVID relief. You probably was all right. You know what I mean? A little PUA.
I was scared to do that. I thought I was going to go to jail.
All the women was. Y'all was scared. Dudes, they did
they was living in BMWs.
They riding out. Getting it.
But the thing about COVID, though, is because nobody was going nowhere, everybody was ordering books. So I feel like my business took off during COVID because
I heard that before. Yeah,
everybody was in the house reading books, ordering T-shirts, ordering hoodies, just ordering stuff.
And they had extra paper, so now they getting all the little things they want. And
we shipping out. I'm shipping out. I don't even know. We shipping out a lot of books every month during COVID. Dang. So COVID.
It was a help at the same time. It was a help. It was like you think everything was about to drown, but since they put their money out there.
Right. I was literally doing nothing but packing orders every day. Dang. So COVID helped a lot of people, especially the people who had like products and people that was in the house bored, not doing nothing. So.
Yeah, COVID made or broke a lot of people. Yeah. You either figured it out or you drowned after, it was over. Right. Because now shit is crazy. Economy is done. But, so you quit. what was the response that you were getting at the time? Like, what's going on? Like, I know that you had hooked up with Wallo early on. Like, this is the beginning of your career.
Right.
And what was the plan with you and Wallo? Did he, like, help you, give you some social media advice? He was still fresh out himself.
He was, like, looking back on a lot of stuff, like, I think Wallo was out, like, maybe 6-7 months.
Yeah.
Like, but that's another person I feel like he saw. You would have thought that he wasn't just out of jail with the advice that he was giving me, like, and what he's seen for himself. Like, so when I meet Wallo, I just asked him for some promo at the time, like, hey, can you let me know how much you charge to post one of my poems,
right?
So that more people could see it. And he had replied like, wow, like, I'm surprised more people don't know about you. Like, I'm gonna pull up to you. At the time, when I quit my job, I also like finished my lease in my apartment and I go live with my grandma, so I wouldn't be spending money on dumb stuff like rent. Yeah. So I moved back in with my grandma to save my money. Mm-hmm. So he was like, I'm gonna pull up to your grandma's house tomorrow and we're gonna make some videos. And I was like, I don't do these poems in front of people. Yeah. Like, I do them for myself. Like, he was like, no, you're gonna be fine, watch. So he pulled up we make the videos together. Mm-hmm. I don't know how many takes we did, but definitely like over 30 takes because I wasn't comfortable talking in front of a person. I had never did that before. Right. Like, these poems were for me. I post them online, but I'm recording in my room with the door shut. Like,
there's nobody else here, just me and the cell phone.
Yeah, my grandma don't even hear this. And I'm in her house. She don't even know what's going on.
I told grandma shut the door.
Yeah, everybody be quiet, okay? Yeah. Or I'm recording in my car. And he would text me motivational stuff and be like, you know what, like, you need to have poetry shows. Watch when you start writing books, the women gonna love it, and you're gonna be doing this, and when you you're gonna start speaking at colleges. I'm sitting there like, I'm just trying to get you to post a poem when you like, I'm just trying to get a little promo. Yeah. But all of the things that he said that I was going to do, I did them. At the time, I couldn't write a book.
Yeah, like, you didn't see it.
Yeah, I wasn't really seeing it, but I definitely kept those things in the back of my head when I accomplished one thing off the bucket list, what should be the next thing? Right. Or, hey, like, I'm speaking at a college, what should I charge them? Like, I'm like, it's joking now because at the time I couldn't see it. But I feel like it's so important for people to be around you that may see something that you don't see at the time to ignite something inside of you. Because I might not have seen it, but I always continued to think about it. Like, I'm going to write a book.
It gave you that spark.
Yeah, and I wrote the book maybe like 7 months later of meeting him.
Yeah, so it was like you started 2017. By 2008, you published your first book.
Yeah, 2018.
And that was the Boyfriend Chronicles, right? Was that the first one?
You know what? That was...
I could tell you right here. Hold on, let me...
That was the first journal that I published.
Okay. And but the Lotus was the first book?
Lotus was the first one, but I dropped a journal with it.
Okay.
The Boyfriend Chronicles journal.
And what's the difference, would you say, between journals and books?
So my journals so my books is just poems and stories. Well, the first one was, and it was kind of like about me, but the journal had quotes and it was like questions that you fill in. Okay. So, did you do anything for yourself today? What did you do to make yourself happy? Gotcha. Like, what's the song mood for today? Like how it would be in a jail letter. Like, what's the song mood? Like, that's how my journal was. Like, still trying to keep it like
hip, so cool.
Yeah, keep it cool. So that's what the journal was like. Just filling the stuff to keep yourself accountable with pouring into you. Okay. So people like
it's like a diary that kind of coaches you a little bit in a sense.
Yeah, because some people, they don't know how to journal. So with me giving you prompts and asking you questions, I feel like that make it a little bit easier for people. Okay.
So you're going into 2018, you only a year in, and you already got a book. Yeah. How we feeling? We feeling like we run the world, we got this, we the best poet on earth, this shit is over? Or is it like you still doubting yourself?
Let's write another book and go on a tour. That's what I did in 2018. I dropped another book later in the year and I made my own tour.
And made your own tour. And then 2019 did like a 36 city tour. That's crazy.
I think I did it in like 45 days. Yeah. Like, you know, and in 2018 was the first time I got on a plane. And then the next year I decided.
2018 was the first time you got on a plane? And the crazy part, I'm not even thinking about the fact, like, you started all this at like 22. Like early on. I remember what 22 was like. 22 is.
One of my friends just asked me the other day, you need to help me make a resume. I said, man, what? I don't know how to do that. Okay.
Yeah, you still a baby for real.
Right.
We be thinking we grown, but we really be babies.
I was barely knowing how to make a resume then.
Yeah. I still got to Google the template and get everything, you know what I'm saying?
I'm getting a template off Google for you.
Facts.
Like, I don't even know if they're doing anything fancy now these days.
I'm using a pre-made joint and just filling in the blanks.
Before, that's what I was doing, Googling questions and trying to make it look fancy. I can't help you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was definitely a baby looking back and just...
You be feeling so grown at the time, don't you?
I was grown. Like, but that's
making these poems about boyfriends and talking about love.
Yeah, just thinking I'm grown.
Yeah,
like,
you're still a baby.
It's funny looking back now that we really think that we got a lot of things figured out, and we have barely even experienced life.
Barely scratched the surface.
Barely.
And the crazy part is that once you hit, like, I'm older than you, so I'm 35. But once you hit, like, 30, 33, right in between this age, and you realize how much you did back then and thinking you were grown. Mm-hmm. So you realize the mistakes, you realize what you needed to learn. Mm-hmm. But then you think about, damn, if that was just that span between that, like 10-year span between 20 to 30 something, I still got like another 50 ball.
Right.
Like, life gonna be so much different. You're gonna learn so many other things between here and now. I don't even like go crazy about certain shit. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you used to impulse and thinking you need everything now. It's just like things gonna happen when they're supposed to happen. You're gonna get what you're supposed to get, and if not, you can make it happen.
Right.
Perspective is so different.
Right.
It's crazy. But yeah, I wasn't grown. Thought I was grown.
Right.
Yeah. I still feel like a baby. Like, I still feel like I got so much shit to learn.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean?
I still be feeling young too. Young at heart.
Yeah. And especially, like, I know you talk a lot about, like, relationships. When it comes to relationships, I feel like super babies.
No,
like,
I'm an old head. When it comes to relationships,
super baby.
I'm an old head.
You probably like...
I was reading those books.
You was reading those books. Mom put you up on game early.
Listen, I already knew what it was in those self-help books.
Yeah. You got a lot. Listening to your stuff. You understand, I think, definitely more than most.
Right.
But you're still going to grow so much.
That's true.
Yeah. So, what was going on in your life at this time, 2017, 2018, that had you writing these boyfriend chronicles?
So at the time I got out of a relationship that I was in for a long time. Mm-hmm. And when I posted the first poem and I seen somebody say, girl, you need to post more of these. I'm like, okay, I can post some more. You don't like getting boyfriend too? Welcome to the club. So
it's a lot of them out there.
Yeah.
Right.
I start posting every day. Like, of course, like I wasn't going through something every day.
Right.
But I was using the things that I wrote at the time and posting every day about what I was going through because I'm getting out of a relationship, which is super hard, especially like when you with somebody. I feel like that it was the basis of like what I was writing about, like just being fearless with leaving a relationship and not caring about starting over. Because I feel like a lot of us, we get comfortable, we afraid of like starting over, we are afraid of like meeting somebody new, or we got history, we got kids together. And of course, like I was afraid of what that would look like for me. But like, that probably helped with quitting a job too. Like leaving this long-term relationship, if I could do that and lose my stability that I have here, like I could also quit a job. Like, yeah. At this point, I might as well fuck everything up.
Just throw all this shit out the window.
Yeah, knock everything off the table at this point, right? Yeah. So I'm going through that. I'm waiting I get out that relationship. And one of the things that relationship taught me is, don't you never, ever move into a place that you can't afford by yourself, okay? Because I feel like I was just waiting for the days for my lease to end. Yeah. Like, so that I could get out of here with paying all these bills. Right. Because I was so happy when the lease was over and I didn't have to.
Was you there by yourself at the end? Like, did y'all split or did you walk away after the lease was over?
No, they left, like, we broke up, and I knew that if we broke up, I couldn't afford this. Like, I knew I would have to, like, do overtime at my job and all these different things. And I know that a lot of people stay in relationships because they can't afford to leave. But, like, I didn't really care. Like, I can't afford nothing besides to get something to eat and to pay my bills. Like, right. But it's okay, like, because we got 3 more months of the goddamn lease.
We're going to get through this.
We're going to get through it. And at the time, I think I was working overtime and selling hair, too. Like, I was always trying to find, like,
You was finding your way out and grinding.
I be looking at the Facebook memories like, girl, you was selling hair, selling T-shirts. You was just trying to make something happen. Yeah. Okay? Yeah, so I'm going through all of that. And I'm posting the poems. And then towards the end of the year, that's when I'm like, I say to my boss at the time, I'm quitting. And he's like, well, where you about to work at? I said, I'm about to write books. And he start laughing. Because he knew me for selling hair. He knew me for selling shirts. He like, here she go with her shit again.
Another one.
Another one.
Yeah, she got another one.
She got another one.
Hanky in the brain over here. Yeah, trying to take over the world. One idea at a time.
That's probably literally how he felt. Like he's sick of my shit.
I'm going to keep your spot. Just let me know how you feel.
I want you to know, Amira, that you can't reapply and then come back to this location. If you go back into the portal to apply, I don't know if they're going to send you here. So you think about this before you quit, because they may send you somewhere else. Southwest Post Office, I don't know where they're going to send you.
Right.
So I did think like, damn, like I do like the location.
He got you double thinking that.
That was a good point. Like, damn, I didn't think about that. I thought I was going to be able to come right back here with y'all. I said, you know what? I said, they told me on Instagram when I write my book, they going to buy it.
Instagram got me. They said they got me.
He calls his boss out the office and he was like, tell John what you just told me.
Oh, wow.
I'm about to write a book and the Instagram people told me they're going to buy it if I write a book. He was like, I'm not sure about that, right? So I thought about it when I got home about going to another location. I said, you know what? I'm going to put my book on pre-order and see how many people actually buy it before I quit my job.
Right.
So the next day, like I made like my cover and everything because I make my covers myself.
Dope. And
I put the book on pre-order and I was like, and I think like I got like over like 200 pre-orders and I had let him know ain't no 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Next Monday,
right now.
Next Monday I won't be here. Actually, next Monday, count me out. I won't even be here, okay?
Yeah.
My friends start calling me and texting me next week. You didn't consider none of us because now they got to take my shift and stuff. Y'all be fine.
They splitting up your mail bundles.
Yeah. So I'm a clerk.
Okay, so you in the office.
I'm in the office, but it's way less. It's harder when you're a clerk because it's not many of y'all. It's like 6 of us. So like now people got to stay late. They try and split my shift. Y'all will figure it out. Y'all will be okay. Damn. I got these pre-orders. The book ain't even done. But
you're outside.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm outside. Now I got money to even pay for the book, pay for everything I need, the editor and all these different things, the copyright. So it helped out and yeah, I didn't have to go back. But I still deliver my books at that post office that I work at.
Took it to drop it right off on John and them.
Yeah, drop it right off. I hang out with them. Yeah. Sit around.
You had to show them though. Y'all was hating. Y'all try to get me to stay.
They look at me like, why are you here all the time? Visiting. Just visiting.
I miss these days.
Yeah. This used to be me.
Yeah. No, that's hilarious. But that's so funny though. And it's dope to have that story to, recognize when people wasn't too sure. Right. And you wasn't sure yourself. And,
right. It's funny, like even like what you say in Picky in the Brain. Yeah. Looking back, it's nice to have because it was funny and I'm glad it worked out.
And people be like that too, and people judge you so quick about the fact that you even have the tenacity to keep trying all these different things. They look at you like you're crazy. Like, and just work. What? Why?
I would never forget, like because at the time I'm still living with my grandma, and my grandma calls my aunt. God rest her soul, because she passed away. She calls my aunt. She was like, I got something to tell you. And my aunt's probably like, what? She said, can you believe Mira done quit that job with them good-ass benefits? Talking about she about to write a book, knowing that she got all them benefits at that damn post office. And I'm just sitting on the couch, I can hear you talking about me.
Oh, they quick to talk about you.
She talking about this is my house. She got a point.
Yeah.
She got a point.
You right, Grandma.
But it's so funny how the older generation just thinks like, if you got good benefits at a job,
you lit.
What are you doing?
You got your 401k. You throwing that out? That pension?
She is in her room telling my aunt all my business.
She the girl.
And I'm just sitting here like, this her house. I don't really have much to say.
That's crazy. She got this boy up here. She quit that job. Yeah. You know how they be.
Got her son in here. Her and her son in my house. And she quit.
you know you gonna pay some bills, right?
Listen.
They get to running it down. Grandma and them don't play. They don't raise up off you at all. They give you you got 2 free months. Grandma on that ass.
I think I might have had 1 free month. Okay, she's seeing me packing books, showing her what's going on, but you got give me something.
You got some money, girl. I need a new wig. Don't play with me. Grandma's be crazy. So it's lit now. You touring. You got your book out. You put out 2 books in 1 year. Yeah. Like what made you even decide to go and put out a second book if your first one was already doing so well?
I don't know. I'm just like that.
Just work.
That's what I like to do. I like to challenge myself. I like to push myself. I like to give myself unnecessary pressure for no reason. Who told me to do that? Nobody. Like, we could have just chilled with the one book and at least let it make it to the next year. But that's just like, I like the work.
You like the work. And at one point, you were working so hard, you kind of worked yourself into like a slight depression a little bit?
Yeah, I feel like when I dropped my third book, I feel like that was hard because people loved the first two so much that I felt like I wouldn't be able to exceed their expectations of that. And then realizing, like, doing that tour with all those cities, missing my son, like, first day of kindergarten, like, and his grandpa had to take him. And then you start feeling like I'm not in a relationship. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I schedule my tour days to go hang out with my friends on Thursdays and be with my son. But, like, besides, like, me and my son, like, what am I really doing all of this for? Like, I start feeling like I love doing it. But, like, I can't really show up for the people that I'm writing for because I'm not happy. Like, so I feel like after I finished the third book, it was like, all right, you know what, girl, go talk to a therapist or something. Like, go figure more out about yourself and why you're doing all the things that you love to do and all of the things on your bucket list and you're still not happy. So I feel like that is what the third book taught me. The
third book taught you.
Yeah.
What was the synopsis of all that? Like, what was it that, why weren't you happy?
I feel like I was just looking for one, we always got this idea of what happiness would look like. You know, if I quit my job, I'm going to be happy. Like, and if I leave my grandma's house, I'm going to be happy. Like, happy is always a destination for people when happiness can be wherever you create it. Yeah. And I feel like I was always looking for this destination instead of like just creating it where I was at. So I'm hanging out with my friends and I'm on planes all the time. Like, I'm traveling. Like, I'm in Chicago, my favorite city.
Taking
like
selfies.
Yeah, like, I'm taking a selfie though. Ain't nobody taking a picture. I'm always by myself. I'm traveling by myself. I'm going to the show by myself. Yeah. Like, it's me and my son just by ourselves.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, a lot of it was just by myself and just not enjoying my own company.
Okay.
Like, so when my son when he would go with his dad, wasn't like I would be doing anything. Like, with me. Like, what do I like to do as a person without being associated with my son or other people? Like, I know how to make everybody else happy.
Right.
But, like, I don't know what to do for me. And I feel like that's something that I started trying to figure out more.
Do you think you figured it out?
Now I do.
Because I was wondering, like, how many people are really happy just by themselves?
Right.
Like, I mean, like, at least for a long period of time. Like,
right.
You can a little bit. I just went to Atlanta, like, my brother, he was there, but he wasn't there, like, the first day. It was just me by myself.
Right.
I'm at, like, remote world, walking around. Like, I'm, like,
right.
a fucking sad dog. I'm like, none of my puppies with me. Like, where my dogs at? Like,
right.
You know what I mean? I'm like, DMX, like, where my dogs at? I feel like I had fun. It was cool, but it's hard by yourself, for sure. Definitely not the same. And just
figuring out, like, what does happiness look like for me? Like, by myself. Like, for me, like, it looked like I learned how to crochet. Like, I like crocheting. I like watching, like, rom-coms. Like, I like watching stuff I've seen already because it's comfortable. I already know what to expect. So I'm going to watch the same shows, Best Man. I'm watching the same thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing a puzzle. I'm reading a book. Okay. I'm walking through Target. Like, I'm going to the spa by myself. It's a lot of things that I'm enjoying alone.
Right.
And I don't need to do it with somebody else. Or going to go get me a crab cake. From a bunch of different places. Everybody
just trying all these different crab cakes.
Everybody know if I went somewhere nice, I ordered the crab cake.
You ordered the crab cake.
And I think I'm a crab cake judger. You know,
that's crazy. I do.
That's me.
Definitely gotta try them crab cakes.
Crab cake is safe. You can't really mess a crab cake up.
They could mess a crab cake up.
The only people that can mess up a crab cake are people who put like breading on it, like kind of like make it like a salmon cake.
Inside of it,
like, I don't like that.
I hate that. I asked them first. I'm like, yo, is this stuffing in this drink? Is this crab cake or is this stuffing?
Is it turkey stuffing in your crab cake?
What are we doing?
Yeah, like
I need all crab meat.
That's why you gotta know to say a lump crab cake.
Yeah.
Because I know when it don't say that,
it ain't right.
It's not right. It's turkey stuffing all up in the crab.
This ain't it. This is like a hush puppy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I ain't never have a hush puppy, but yeah.
If you taste that, you be like, yo, this is exactly what them joints do. This is a hush puppy. This is not a crab cake. So, third book, you find yourself, you touring. When do you go on tour with Just Fight?
You know what? I'm not
really. Is this part of 2019? Is this
in there somewhere? Like, you know what? Like, because this is another thing. That's funny too, because other poets asked me about this. Like, what was it like starting out? I didn't start doing other people's shows. Like, I didn't start going to open mics and like.
You was doing your own shows.
This is my stuff. Like, and I still do my stuff. Like, I don't let people like book me for their show. Like, if I want to do the show, like, you can book me for it, but I have to want to do your show.
Right.
It's not. I'm not really doing too much for strangers.
Gotcha.
So somewhere in there, well, I have my own. Wallow convinces me to have my own show too. That's what helps me go on a tour.
Dope.
Mike asks me, like maybe the year later, to start doing shows with him that he has every month at Punchline. Mm-hmm. Like I was supposed to just be a feature, and then it just turns into me and Mike show, kind of like every month.
A duet. Yeah.
Like, and we cool. Like we do. He does like 3 poems. I do like 3, and then like we have other people that open for us.
Okay.
And that like Mike taught me a lot about business too. Like watch it. Like he done this for a long time.
And he do it himself too.
Yeah. So I'm like you got merch and stuff. They buy merch at your shows. I don't have merch at my shows. He was like, that's your business. Like, you're just inviting me, paying me, and you're running up the tab from the merch. Like everybody's just a long line buying T-shirts from him. Next time we have a show, I'm at the table with my T-shirts, my books, my little sign, and everything. Yeah, because I'm just copying off what he like.
He set the blueprint.
He gonna say about time. Yeah. You was never gonna tell me to do it, but
Mike a funny dude. Yeah.
Very funny.
Yeah.
Somewhere like during like when everything opens for COVID, we do a We Back Outside tour, like with him and a few of our friends. Cause we missed. It was touring.
Like a bunch of other female artists, right? Other female poets or something like that.
So it was a girl and it was a guy, but we would have different people for different cities.
Okay.
So like if we in your city, like we would pick poets from that city.
That's to come out, right? Yeah. Right. And like rappers, how rappers do it.
Yeah.
Y'all like rapper poets.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Just like a rapper would bring the person from the city out.
That's it. That's how you do it. Get the city nice and comfortable. They bring their crowd. It's a dope way to do it, and you help that artist too. Help boost them up. But what was it like, working with Mike?
Fun, funny, like sarcastic. Like I feel like we argue like siblings.
Okay.
So I'm also like I'm not hard to work with.
Okay.
Well, some people might feel like I'm hard to work with, but like I like to get through. The main thing is the main thing. I like to work. Like you see what I'm saying? I'm not coming here to play. Like when we go into the city, I'm not coming to play and go to the strip clubs with y'all. I'm coming to do the show and I'm leaving in the morning and go be with my kids.
Right.
Like, so I'm hard to work with if you are coming to play.
Okay.
But if you come to work.
If you about your business.
We're going to get along fine. Like,
Got you.
That's it.
And Mike has been in the game a long time. Mm-hmm. He's done a lot. Like besides, the merch and everything like that, just kind of upping your sales game. Mm-hmm. Was it anything that he kind of rubbed off on you when it came to your skill level or your skill set?
So I feel like for one, he like will challenge me as a writer too. Like, of course, like you always want to give your friends your flowers. We do that. Mm-hmm. Like, and then sometimes like he'd be like, that was mid. That poem was mid. Like, it's just like, I'm a creative person. Be sensitive. So like, but sometimes like being around other people that's passionate or great writers, it encourages you to write better or for you to push yourself more. So I definitely feel like it was encouraging me to be like more creative.
Okay. Sharpened your pen.
Yeah, sharpened it.
Literally, that's dope because you really writing.
Yeah.
That's hard. Right. All right. So I definitely want to get to this food. I try to get in, everything in the past so then we could really, because I think me and you, we're going to have a different kind of conversation for the future. I want to talk some relationship stuff with you because you be spitting some games. So I want to pick your brain. But so I know like you did your 3rd book. We talked about that, the tour with Mike. So 2020, what? Was that like the last book you wrote?
2020, yes.
Show it for yourself before you show it for me?
There's so much to unlearn. I brought it with me. Oh,
so much to unlearn.
Yes.
I got it right there too. I overread. That was like 2021.
2021. Yeah. Is that when COVID was over? This book about to be 3.
Yeah,
so 2021,
COVID was over about 2021. So that was the last book you wrote. Mm-hmm. And then you had a baby in like 2022.
Yes.
So that's why you ain't write no more books since then?
And then I had a baby in 2024.
Oh, you just had another baby?
Yeah.
Oh, back to back like that. Mm-hmm. Okay. Gotta get him out the way.
Just get him out the way.
Let him be close too, because you ain't got to entertain him all the time. Promise you, it's way better.
I'm entertaining them all day.
As moms, y'all be doing that. I'll be like, set it and forget it. Like, pieces in the oven. You understand me? Put that child over there with the other child and some toys and leave them alone. Y'all want to play with them, talk, let them be in y'all face. That's why I be wanting to leave y'all alone.
I be wanting to sing a song, play Patty.
Be on that ass. Them babies don't leave you alone.
That's why they not leaving me alone, for sure.
So much to unlearn. Tell me about this book.
So this book, I feel like, I love this book so much, and I'm going on the anniversary. I'm going to be dropping another book, like the part 2 of it. Mm-hmm. This book, I feel like it pushed me as a creative, and I feel like it allowed people to allowed me to show people that I was more than just a poet. Mm-hmm. Like because it's characters, it's stories in there, and it's advice. It's so many different things, and I wrote the book the way I wanted to write the book, not how I felt like people enjoyed me writing, or this is what they wanted to see from me, and this is my best book. Like, and I did what I wanted to do. Like,
it was all about
Keisha let Lamar come over last night. Like, this is what I'm, even though I didn't read those kind of, it's more of a.
So this is a fictional book.
A fictional book with real advice in it. Because there's characters in it, and the characters I just made up.
It's like stories, but you give advice based off of the stories that's going on.
Yes, so the fake character, and then there's real advice. Yes.
Got you.
Instead of just, I haven't been through all of these different things.
Right.
So I got to give you a story for where this advice is coming from.
Right. That's dope.
Right.
That's super hard.
So it's kind of like, I feel like a classier version of the books that my mom was reading.
The daughter version of the mom books.
The daughter version, the we don't need that raunchiness.
Yeah.
In a classy way. Okay.
Got you. So it's clean.
It's a clean version. There's some curse words in it.
But that's about it.
Yeah, but that's about
None of that other craziness.
My mom read the book. She liked the book. She said this was cute. So I know it wasn't raunchy.
There you go. The cute joint. It's adorable.
Yeah, she liked it. It was okay for me.
Got you. Oh, that's dope. So you working on another book now, no?
Yeah.
Okay. You got
it's about time.
How long you thinking until it is ready?
Oh no, it's going to come out in November.
In November, all right. The date is set.
Yeah, that's set. Date is the date.
The date is the date.
Yes.
Okay, that's lit. So much to unlearn. Y'all still go get that until next book drop. We about to get into this food. Y'all already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth. We got Maui the Writer in the kitchen. It's cooking up 25. We be right back. Let's go.
Part of the show.
That's your favorite?
Yes, sir. Chef, what you got cooking?
You already know.
You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 25, and it is my favorite part of the show. It's time to get into that food. We got my man Chef Keys and Chef Buckets of Soul Fusion Cuisine. What you got for me, baby?
No, man. Came up with the that's jerk chicken right there with the mango salsa. I mean, top with the mango salsa, but it's the rice that you're gonna worry about, man. That's that jerk chicken fried rice right there with the peppers. We got mangoes, sliced mangoes up in there, and we gonna try to eat, man. That's all.
Yeah, this looking fresh right there.
That's fresh, man. It's fresh. You gonna bite into that? You gonna taste the juices.
It's like a little piece of Jamaica.
Yeah. Man.
Okay. How you feel?
I'm feeling like I want to eat some of the food.
Right now, right?
Yeah, it looks really good.
Good like that. Mango is calling my name. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man, wait till you get the sauce in there though. It's in there, it's just soaked in there, the rice.
Okay. And what you do, Buckets? Like where you at with it? You heavy saute boy or you the sauce guy?
Sauce guy, make the sauces.
Yeah.
And everything, man. So, we just do everything together and
teamwork make the dream work. I hear that. Well, let them know where to follow y'all, how to get some of this good food.
Right, take the honors.
You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow Soul Fusion Cuisines on Instagram. You can follow me at The Real Bucket. And you can see all the work on the page.
Stay tuned, 2025, grand opening. So yeah, Soul Fusion, we got the location. We ain't gonna expose where it's at yet.
Okay.
But we gonna pop it out, you know what I'm saying? So just stay tuned.
Got some word coming soon. You already know you're gonna be around. We're gonna bring you up through once you open up, you know what I'm saying? Let them know what's up.
For sure.
Listen, man, I appreciate you. It's your boy Smooth. We got Miss Maui the Writer in the kitchen. Chef Keys, Chef Buckets, Cooking Up 25. Let's get back to the show. Let's go. You already know who it is. It's your boy Smooth, and this is Cooking Up 25, and we right back at it. Still here with Maui the Writer. And it's time. This is when we get to pick that fork up. You know what I'm saying? Dive in, see what it's hitting for. You ready?
I've been waiting.
You've been waiting?
All right.
This is what everybody be waiting on. I'm going to go right for the rice first. That's good.
It's kind of spicy.
He said it was jerk rice. You don't like spice?
It's really good. It's not too spicy, like unbearable.
Yeah. That's what you need, just a new little, you know what I mean? That chicken.
And the chicken really good.
Mm-hmm. That's a good job, my brother. Shout out Soul Fusion Cuisine.
It's giving Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
On the islands. That's good though. I sit in the spot right now. I was hungry. So we will get into what you got coming for the future. The second half is normally about what you're doing now. But you told us you're writing a book. This would be what, your fourth book?
My fifth book.
Fifth book. Mm-hmm. Okay. So what the So Much to Unlearn was your fourth?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So this would be your fifth book. Did you have a title for it?
I'm not telling y'all the title.
Okay, all right. You don't want to give us no gems.
Like,
don't give it to us.
It's so much to unlearn together.
Mm.
Like, because it's the part 2, so it's like together.
Right. That's dope.
So that's the name of the title. Even though I just said I was going to tell you. Just like a woman, can't hold a secret.
Mm-hmm. Now y'all know. You heard it here first. Did they hear it here first?
Yeah, they heard it here first.
There we go. We win. That's all that matters. So, what I did want to do, because you have, like you said, like so much of your poetry, especially at the beginning, based off what you're going off your experience. Mm-hmm. They be calling me Dr. Phil sometimes because I give great advice.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I would have never got that.
You know what I'm saying? You see the glasses?
Okay, studious.
Told you. Let me put them down like this so then you stop thinking I'm playing with this.
Okay.
So, this is how they talk to you in the therapy office. You know? So what was that? You know? What were you going through relationship-wise at the time? You said you were going through a breakup.
I was going through a breakup. Mm-hmm. Trying to find my identity outside of that relationship because I was with that person for so long.
How long were y'all together?
Like 6.5 years. Mm. And then like when you date young and then like you are coming into like being an adult, mm-hmm. like you don't know what you like because you think you're grown. You ain't really never experienced anything besides that. Mm-hmm. Like I needed to figure out who I was as a person, as a mom, and just like as an individual. Mm. So I also wanted to give myself time to date, which I was doing. Like I started dating. Mm. After a little while of trying to figure out how to make myself happy and show up for me. Like I did want to try to date too, but I definitely didn't want to start dating and ask people to give me something that I didn't even know how to give to myself. So I wanted to make sure that I was at a place that anything that a person gave me was extra on top of how I show up for me. Right. Like I couldn't be asking you to fulfill me in ways that I'm not even sure on how to fulfill my own self. Like, so even if I was in a relationship and I was telling somebody, you don't make me happy, like, I don't even know how to make me happy. Yeah. So, like, I know the goalposts for you will always change because at this point, like...
I don't even know what I want.
I don't even know what I want. Like, that's not fair.
That is crazy.
So I feel like spending that time by myself, like, that's what I figured out. Mm-hmm. So that at least I know, like, I want you to treat me in a way that is reflective of how I treat myself. I don't treat me like that, so you ain't going to treat me like that either. So, like, that I really set the tone and the standard of what's going to be happening around here.
With you being so like self-aware, putting so much of yourself out in the public, does that make, or did it make, because you're not dating right now, like you in a relationship, correct?
I'm engaged.
You engaged, right. So you're not dating different people, you got a person already.
Right.
But prior to that, did it make dating hard? Like did it set the bar a little high for people because you're so self-aware, so emotionally, balanced with yourself?
So I feel like when people are dating, based off of how much you know yourself, you date what you have access to. Like, you see what I'm saying? The more that you grow as a person, or even men, like, I know that they feel like if they got a certain amount of money or they accomplish certain things, you have access to better quality the more that you grow as a person. It's the same thing with a female too. Like, the more that I know that I can hold a conversation with anybody. Like, you see what I'm saying? It wouldn't matter what he did career-wise. Like, because I'm figuring things out by myself. I'm bringing more to the table, not for him, but for me too, because I'm sitting here.
Right.
But it made it harder in the sense of trying to figure out what I like, because while this may be a great person, I may not be physically attracted to this person. Like, so then you got to figure out what's really important to you. Like, what do I want? What do I need?
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like that it challenged me in the sense of realizing that sometimes, like, I like shallow things, like things that were shallow. But like, I still want to stick to the script. Like, you can't just make
money, big beards, and
and I always joke that, like, I've been in situations where I dated people and I asked God, like, for certain things, like 6 figures with a Benz and all these different things, and God give me him, and he's disrespectful and he's a terrible person. So you got to make sure that you are looking for a person with a good moral compass. Like, I want a good person that is kind.
Right.
Or I before, like, I feel like towards the end, I just felt like, God, give me what you feel like I'm deserving of, because I got bad taste. Clearly.
You pick for me.
Yeah, you pick for me. Whatever you feel like I should have, like, then I'll be cool with that. Because before, I feel like when I looked at the list of things that I wanted, they were shallow things.
What was your list? Like, your real list?
Out of pocket. Just drive a certain car, look a certain way, be a certain height, have a couple dollars, just be generous. I don't know. Like, the list before, like, it wasn't really no list. Like we don't really got a list. Like,
It'd be a list, though.
Smooth talk me to a date. Like, we don't really have a list.
Females got a list. I think some dudes could get around the list, but I think females definitely start off with a list.
Yeah. In the beginning, I had a list that was, I don't even know, but it was foolish. Towards the end, I had a list that made more sense. But I wanted to make sure I was my list. Like, because what if the other person I met had the same list? Like, I don't want to ask you for anything that I couldn't give back.
Right.
Like, so I want to make sure that I am able to give what I'm asking for.
Right,
so I feel like towards the end, like, a person that's disciplined, a person that's ambitious, they family oriented, they got a relationship with God. Like, ambition and discipline was like in the top 5. Because I don't need a person that's successful, because the ambition and discipline will be reflective in the other areas of his life. So 9 times out of 10, like, if he's ambitious and he's disciplined, he'll be fine. Like, I feel like a lot of times us as women, we put successful on a list when that's only a reflection of him being ambitious or disciplined. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Facts.
But if he's not those things, like, I want somebody that could keep promises, somebody that isn't afraid of, like, commitment and could finish things through, not just in a relationship, but I don't want to be with somebody that just start a bunch of things and he'll never finish. He always got a bright idea and don't see nothing through. Like, those are, like, things that was on the list. I feel like towards the end, it was like,
Gotcha.
This is a better list.
This is a better list.
This is not shallow.
We figured it out. So, what did you learn, like, from dating versus you being in a relationship where you're happy? Like, what do you think are the keys to a relationship? How do you make a relationship work?
So, for one, and this is something I feel like I'm learning, like I learned in therapy, like, I feel like it's easy for you to complain about a lot of the things that your partner do. But if you're looking at not just your partner, but everybody through the eyes of compassion, like just trying to be more understanding, you will give your partner more grace. Like, I can't really be mad at you about certain things when you're doing your best, and I'm doing my best, and I fall short a lot. But if you was calling me out as much as I was calling you out, like, I can't imagine what that would do to me emotionally. Like, if my partner was complaining as much as I would be complaining in the beginning over little things and the dishes and stuff like that, like, is the dishes the problem, or is the not being considered the problem? Like, the dishes not the problem. The fact that you didn't consider me to think that I'm gonna do the dishes so she don't have to is the problem. Like, so communicating and being understanding, and also, like, learning to communicate without blaming the person, because what you're doing is really, unless you're getting cheated on and stuff like that, but what you're doing is not the problem. My emotions are what's the problem. So learning how to communicate and say, not saying like, oh, you ain't taking me on no dates, but because we don't spend time together, like, I feel neglected. Like, I feel sad. I don't feel prioritized. With a focus on what your partner just said about how they feel. And I feel like that opens the door for your partner to really want to try. Right. Because they don't feel like, damn, nothing I do right. She always like,
the crazy part that you say that, I know for a fact that is exactly what most issues are. Like, I always say this, like, it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And sometimes it's like there's an underlying problem. And a lot of men, I think we'll take a lot on the chin.
Right.
You know what I mean? It may not even be us, but we'll take the blunt of the issue. It could be kids, it could be this, and you catch an attitude and you get the attitude with me.
Right.
Versus just saying you stressed out because of the kids, but now you nitpicking and everything else, and we'll just like suck it up. But it does do something to a man, and you can only take it but so much. But it's crazy to hear how much you understand.
Right.
Because I don't think a lot of women do understand that that's what the problem is sometimes.
But I feel like sometimes you gotta have patience to self-reflect, because there's times where I'm overwhelmed from the kids and I gotta apologize to my partner to tell him like, it's not you, like I'm just overstimulated. It's nothing that you did, like just give me a moment. Because like his love language is physical touch. My love language is acts of kindness. Don't touch me because the dish is not done. Like you see, I'm looking at the dishes, you trying to touch me, this shit is not responding the way you thought it was going to be.
This is not working how you thought it was going to work.
Not happening right now.
That's real
Read the
life.
room. But sometimes I got to communicate that it's not, like I don't want my partner to feel like it's something that they did.
Yeah.
When it's really that all these people is calling me mom, the dog just pissed on my carpet, like I can't find my wig. It's just so much going on right now. Like it's not you, but sometimes it's easy to give that all that extra stuff to the person that's right there.
Yeah.
Like,
and they can take it.
right.
You don't want to give it to the kids.
Right.
And it's like, you know he can handle it. Even though you ain't thinking about, I'm about to give him this shit because he can handle it. But just, it's like we the easier punching bag sometimes.
And it's messed up, but the person who spends the most time with you is always going to get it. And it's this interview that Nikki Giovanni did with James Baldwin. And she says, because I love you, I get the least of you. Like, you don't act like that at work, but you come home and you give me like the barest of minimums. Because like I'm here all the time, but we do that in our relationships. Like we come home, we stressed out, we overwhelmed, we feel depleted. You in the house, laying in the bed because you done worked all day, not paying your girl no attention. She wants to feel loved, and then if y'all got kids, y'all really probably don't spend as much time together as y'all would really like.
Right.
Like, because everybody's tired, everybody's overwhelmed, everybody got a responsibility, but nobody giving each other grace. Like, and just saying like, damn, he probably tired, just like Wayne.
Right.
Let me rub his foot.
I would love a foot rub too. But yeah, I don't get foot rubs, but I might get like my back rub or my beard scratch or something like that. My belly rub a little bit.
Okay.
But I definitely think that the best relationship is when you are able to understand those things and you actively work towards it. Like, you know what I mean? Like me and my wife is more so like we've been together forever. So we've been through damn near everything, like 15 years. So it's like, we came to that point of understanding like communication is key. Because we know where we get when we don't communicate.
Right.
We know what it look like. We know what it feel like. I could tell when you having issues. I could tell if it's me, if it's something else. I learned not to push if it's a problem, because I know that it's really not me.
Right.
You just in your bag. I'm going to let you be in your bag. I'm going to step back.
Okay.
I'm going to mind my business for 2 seconds till you figure it out. And you will yourself in. But when you thinking about like, damn, all right, she tired. I'm going to handle this, or I'm going to do this, I'm going to help with this, or I know like she probably want to go out. Let's go out. You know what I mean? Or you make those active tries at spending time and making sure where you feel like you falling short, you make sure you're not going to fall short. Or where you normally would fall short, you just stop falling short. I feel like that creates the best atmosphere possible when you got two partners that's actively working towards it. Like that.
But even like what you said, like not falling short where you are falling short, a person gotta love you enough to pay attention. Like, and some people not paying you no mind. Like, you see what I'm saying? People in relationships and they feel like they by themselves. They have said this over and over. They have explained it in a nice way. They have explained it in 3 different languages and a person's still not doing it. Like, so you already said, like, she in her bag, I'm gonna step away. Other people, they internalizing it, so they program more. What's wrong? What's wrong? Now you sit in my face, keep asking me what's wrong. Now it really is the problem. It wasn't the problem 5 minutes ago. But
now it's you.
But now it's you.
Yeah.
But people gotta love you enough to pay attention to those things. Because if you're not communicating with a person that don't care, then it's just like you talking to yourself.
You're talking to yourself.
Yeah.
When do you feel like you should call it quits on a relationship?
When you feel like you love this person more than you love yourself. Like, that's the main, when you gotta ask yourself that. Then you gotta, I feel like sometimes, like even with you being in a relationship for a long time and you saying y'all been through different things, you gotta ask yourself, am I in a relationship and we have a bad season, or am I with a bad person? Like, because like we gonna have seasons, like you see what I'm saying? It's gonna be good times and it's gonna be like you get on my nerves maybe for a couple months. But a person that love you and care about you ain't going to intentionally hurt you. Like, they're not going to go out their way to do things that are disrespectful to you, that are going to hurt your feelings. That's when it's time for you to leave. Like, if you keep forgiving, if you keep compromising, if you are the one initiating all the things that are trying to make the relationship better, then it's probably time for you to go. Choose yourself. If you already feel by yourself in a relationship, go be by yourself, literally. Like,
right.
You're not going to make yourself cry. You over here crying all the time.
Yeah, that I could do all bad by myself.
Yeah,
too.
just go be by yourself. Light a candle.
You don't think sometimes a situation could be just a bad season, and sometimes like you can learn and grow to a better place, even when it's a bad situation? So let's say like Philly. I say like Philly,
Okay.
A lot of dudes don't grow up with the best role models. They don't have the best track records. They don't know what to do. You know what I mean? They're like wild dogs.
Okay.
And then you meet this woman and she take you in her home. You know, you piss on the couch time to time. You've been doing all this shit forever. So you don't look at it like it's a bad thing. Now you got somebody who wants you to sit, don't piss on the couch. You know what I mean? Like, so you will it in, you learn, but time to time you might piss on the couch by mistake. Do you kick the dog out, or do you like, okay, we could grow. We're gonna learn together, we're gonna communicate, and we're gonna get better together.
So
Or do you
it's
just quit?
There's so many things that piss could be. That's the thing. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, what's that piss?
Yeah, the piss, with niggas, it could be anything.
Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, because I don't play that cheating game. Like, because I know that a lot of people, I don't really play the cheating game. So as long as, like, that's not the P, because that's so many, like, you cheating, you being with a person that's cheating on you is, like, activating so many other things. Like, your girl's trust issues, she becoming insecure. Like, it's so many things that's making their relationship even just a terrible place. But, okay, he's not romantic. Like, his mom, he was raised by a single mom that wasn't in a relationship. He'd never seen romance. Okay, like, you could see it in the movies and stuff like that. But there's nothing wrong with communicating what romance looks like.
Right.
Especially if you're with a person that he don't get it right, but he's willing to try and learn. I know that it is some wild dogs out here. But there's wild dogs out here that don't want to be no wild dog no more. And they do want to learn and try. But you got to ask yourself, at this place in my life, do I got the patience to try to teach somebody? Like, do I care about them enough to want them to learn, to want to teach them, and be okay with the fact that he's not going to get this right overnight? You
don't think that produces some of the best relationships where it's almost like y'all relationship is from the mud? It's like there was no template, there was no, you know what I mean? He didn't come in with this game. It's catered towards you. He is doing these things strictly about you. He wasn't doing this shit for the last 10 girls. This is his whole new thing for you.
I think that there is something beautiful about that. Okay. But I know that some women that they do not have the time for that. Also, our biological clocks are ticking. Like, at a certain time, it's gonna be hard for us to get pregnant. Like, I can't be wasting all my good years trying to teach a dog new tricks. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got to be honest with yourself about where you at in your life. What do you want? If you want to be married, you want to have kids and stuff like that, and you got to start from scratch with him, it could feel a little discouraging. Like, how long is it going to take? Like, so I feel like you got to feel like that person is worth the investment of those things. But I do agree, it do feel good when I know that what my partner is doing for me, he ain't do it for you.
He ain't do it for nobody else. Yeah. And that cheating thing though.
Why we got to revisit that?
Because I feel like the cheating thing is a crazy thing, because as bad as it is, and I know it make people, you know, it's like one of the deepest cuts you could get sometimes. But sometimes I feel like it's that deep because we make it that deep, or we feel that deep about it in a selfish sense sometimes.
Okay.
It can be weird because you got people who have successful polygamous relationships.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes it can be strictly just sex for certain men. And like men cheating versus women cheating is like two different things.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, we look at it two different ways. So if a woman cheats, a man could look at it.
Yeah, I agree.
In a certain way. Whereas like, if you heard your man cheated, like, what kind of cheat? Like, y'all went out on dates, or this was a physical situation. Is it just as bad? Like, you know what I mean? Like, those things don't matter. So, especially it's so normalized, I want to say. I don't want to say it's normal, but it's normalized.
I definitely feel like it's normalized.
You know what I mean? It's kind of like you got certain shit that's felonies and you got misdemeanors.
Okay.
And a woman would be like, that's a felony, that's a felony. And niggas would be been taught all their life, like, that's a misdemeanor, that's like shit. Like, you know what I mean? It ain't nothing.
I'm not going for none of it. Okay, that's for one. Misdemeanor, felony, I'm not going for any of it.
Right.
If I feel like if it looked like it could be a misdemeanor, you out of here. That's just it. Okay, I'm not playing that game at all. I do feel like some men do something once, they like flash before their eyes, and they get they act together, and they never do it again. Wife about to leave, never gonna wake up to his kids again. He's scared. He never cheats again. Okay, and kudos to him for changing. Okay, but he can only change for himself. He can want to change. I do feel like the misdemeanor and felony, I do feel like some women feel like the felony is emotionally cheating. Like, you know her, she know your favorite color. Like, you take her lunch. Like, y'all have a good conversation. And the thing about it is, of course, she gets a better version of you. She don't know you like I don't know you. Yeah. Like, she don't know that you're dirty.
She don't gotta deal with you all the time.
Like, you're not helping with the kids. You don't clean up after yourself. She's just excited to get whatever crumbs of time she's receiving from you. So she's going to enjoy your company. Like, that's why it seems better over there with a side chick or something outside of your house. It's more peaceful. I get it. But if you took that time to really listen and pay attention to your woman, you wouldn't have had to go over there.
True that.
And I get that men feel like, well, it's just sex. Like, there's no emotions, and I could never call her again. And women, we do cheat sometimes because people cheat with a person who lack qualities. If we cheat, they got qualities that you don't have at all. Like, I'm being neglected, but from you,
you're getting it over there.
I'm getting it over there. And it can be 2 qualities for that woman, or 3 qualities. Or maybe she's looking at it the same way you look at it. Then that's a dangerous game. If you got a woman,
who she is.
It's like, hey, twin.
Got some
like,
of them.
Okay,
yeah.
Twin, where have you been? You with your little, yeah. And she don't got no emotions towards it either. But I feel like a person got to want to change for themselves. And I feel like if you're going to take a person back after cheating, I don't think that it's appropriate for you to take them right back. Because what lesson did they learn for themselves, or like anything, if you took them right back? Like, at least like let them, like, it takes over 21 days to build a new habit. Like, you can't take him back next Friday. Like, he didn't learn anything. Okay. You cried, you got over it, he came back home. He need to be out there. I want him out that house. I don't think
see, and that's another thing too. So as much as y'all think that that's what it's about, I don't think that's what it's about either. So I think, like, you can threaten a man, or you could do whatever, and you can even put him through it, and he may even learn his lesson. But if it's not, I want to say, like, if it's not out him, then it's probably still not out him. Like, he has to truly be over that stage in life to be.
But that's why he has to want to change for himself. And that's why I'm not going for none of it, okay? Because there's no telling how long it's going to take him to get this out of his system, or if he even wanted out his system. Because you done court him, maybe he becomes a person that's cheating and they're more clever with it. Or he's more secretive. And then he finds better ways to cheat. That's why I just personally feel like it's so many processes. It's so much of a process that went into the cheating, with you getting her number, you getting to know her, you driving to the crib, pulling up to the crib, come outside. Like, it's so many steps that you didn't consider me.
Like, what you think about?
That I'm thinking about. I don't know what they thinking about. That's why I'm not going for any of it, okay? Yeah. Because I know before you even got to Keisha's house, it was 15 other steps that took you to get there.
That you could have thought about me.
You didn't think about me. You ain't care. You was laying in her bed, you turned your phone on silent, and you stayed the night.
That's
so, like,
different. That's crazy.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So if there's anybody listening to right now, over on that camera, if he's cheating, let him go. He's trifling. Let him be trifling by himself. Let the trash take itself out. That's it. That's it.
That's it. That's all.
We're not going to like try to like.
I understand.
Make an excuse for cheating. That's nasty behavior.
Yeah, it's a bad job. I think though, if we change the way we look at things, sometimes though, it can alter the way you feel about it overall. Like, if you take away the emotional attachment towards people having sex with other people, like the same way polygamists will look at it. They love each other for each other. What they do is just what they do. It's not about, oh, you had sex with this person. But we put a lot of power on sex. These
don't be polygamists that we dealing with.
But you get what I'm saying? But if a polygamist could change that mindset and accept if somebody else was to do something, then you could too, and that eliminates a whole different, And
I feel like some people do accept it. If they feel like their partner never gonna stop cheating, they accept it. But I feel like that's another thing is, if he keeps cheating, it's also a reflection of this person lacks discipline. Like, I don't want nobody with careless behavior around me. Like, you have a family here, a wife that loves you, that cares about you. You have children here. and pussy is worth more than the family that you sleep with every night, I don't want you in this house. You have to go. And I'm not going for any of it. So, so next time you cheat, they need to say verbatim, I'm not going for any of this.
Yeah.
Like, you are risking your whole family for somebody that you met at the bar.
They don't see it like that.
That's okay, because if they listening to this podcast,
they can learn now.
I want them to feel disgusted.
You definitely gotta.
If they're tuning in and they cheat currently, I want them to be like, wow, she's making me feel really disgusting. Your kids that are asleep at home who love their dad, waiting for you, and you're out all night, cheating on mommy. Your kids
mommy be cheating too.
No, mommy,
we ain't gonna put this all on
good
daddy.
Woman, okay?
Yeah, see, look, that'd be the problem, because there be some moms out here, as his men, we know firsthand.
Oh, y'all know firsthand?
The women get down too.
Oh, well.
That's the crazy part too. And y'all sneaky. Y'all get away with a lot of shit. That'd be the thing. And y'all put all this cheating stuff on men, but the men be cheating with cheating women. And so all the cheaters be cheating together. So
okay, let me tell you something. As a man, you shouldn't go for none of it. Because y'all be getting cheated on, and y'all take y'all woman back too. Mm-hmm. And men don't like to talk about that because they be too embarrassed to talk about the fact they get cheated on and take their woman back.
Right.
She's probably, I don't know what she's doing, but I know that she's gonna be waiting for you to get your lick back. So she ain't never gonna be really comfortable. Because did you really just take me back after this? Not to say it can't happen.
Right.
But mommy was out there cheating on daddy. Well, the kid, little JJ, deserves a stepmom then. If he's like...
Just kick mommy out now.
Mommy has to go. Mommy don't care about her family. Daddy ain't here raising these kids by himself. Mommy need to go...
Outside that.
Both the parents, if they're going to cheat and disregard everything that's being built right now, then they both are careless and they both need to go. That's it.
Then put the kids in foster homes. This is crazy. But
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying this is nobody is focusing on the children. Cause you can always leave.
Yeah.
Like if you're not happy, leave. If this is not satisfying.
Sometimes people do be happy, but I do think we just live in a fucked up society
where
it's beyond just certain shit. Like it don't have nothing to do with if you love this person or your ability to not hurt this person or wanting to hurt them. Sometimes some people act off emotion. They may not have that discipline you talked about, or they at a certain point in their life. You got dudes who just came into money at 30, 35. You know what I mean? COVID hit, he balling out. He been with his girl 20 years, but then he got a little extra check. Then he go get the little shorty from the strip club that he always wanted. He got a good girl at the crib. He just want to see what it's like. He don't want to keep her. He gonna give her $200 and go about his way.
What kind of scenario is this?
Because that's what some of these dudes do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Nerdbull just got his PUA check. He tricking now. Do that mean he don't love his girl? I'm just saying.
Whoa. This escalated so quickly.
Because that is a real... You don't think it's a scenario like that happens? It don't be about love. It don't be about emotion. It don't be about thinking about this person, thinking about that. It's just, damn, I always wanted to... Let me see
curiosity.
What that's like. Yeah, and then it's just because sometimes a man might not even think about none of that stuff. He's not even considering the risk because he's not thinking that it's a risk. The same way we kind of desensitize selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? It's niggas that walk around with guns that they know they don't have permits for. It's an automatic 10 years. So if a nigga willing to risk his life for carrying a gun, knowing he ain't even got no ops right now, you don't think he's willing to slide in some ass for 2 seconds and get out and go back home?
Honestly,
I'm just saying.
The gun that wasn't registered, I don't know, it just threw me off, but I agree. And I think that it's just all a reflection of just being careless or not really for one, the way we act is coming from however we grew up. Like, you see what I'm saying? And I feel like a lot of us never had something that we care about enough to, like, you see what I'm saying, not want to do those things. Because, like, we are not going to do those things to things that we value. Things that you value, things that you worked for, things that you invested in. Yeah. You're not going to be careless with those things. Like, I invested in my family, I value my family, I worked for this. I'm not about to play around with nobody out here.
Yeah.
Like, it don't matter if I just ran into some money and I want to see. But no,
some dudes
I can see the thought process of it. Like, you see what I'm saying? But that is where being grateful and appreciative for where I am right now comes in. Like, I know that it's nothing better than what I got. Yeah. Like, I'm not even curious to see. I don't care. It may be better, but I don't care.
But you don't care.
This is a conscious decision that I'm making to just be with you. and then until I don't want to be with you.
And I feel like that's a great place to be. And that's where you definitely find the most happiness.
Right.
But I definitely think that some men take a while to get there,
right.
to understand.
Okay.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, I've been through a lot of shit with mine. Like, you know, I had my issues at the beginning too, but that was because we got together so young. So I still was indecisive, and we didn't have the best communication. Like, we had to learn how to communicate. Mm-hmm. We had to learn a lot of shit. You know what I'm saying? So we on and off. It's like figuring it out. You gotta go through it to get through it to understand. But before that, you're not considering it to be as bad as you thinking it is. You know what I mean?
Right.
You're not looking at it like, I'm risking this, I'm risking that. I'm just doing something that makes me happy in the moment. But I feel like as men, we live in life where we desensitize so much.
Right, but that's not making you happy. That's just satisfying a little craving that you got. Because as soon as you're done, you be wanting to go back home. Like, so it ain't making you happy. You ain't walking through rose petals like,
it's just you're done.
Curiosity. You was just a little curious.
Yeah.
And then you're ready to go home.
Yeah.
And you're disgusted in yourself.
Definitely be a little upset. Just saying, being real.
Sometimes it wasn't even worth it.
Far from worth it. But we be fucked up. I don't know. I think you have to learn. You got to really learn yourself. Learn how to be with the person that you be with and only be with that person. But you don't start off that way because I don't feel like we raised that way. I don't feel like that's something that's taught, that's preached, that's even like kind of even glorified. You know what I mean? Like we was always taught like, you know, having the most bitches was it. That was it. You know what I mean? Like that was the lit thing to do. So if you ain't had no girls, you was a cornball. Right. You know what I mean?
And it's sad that like women, like we are raised to like want to get married and stuff like that and like have children. Y'all, the men that we are looking to court us were raised like that. Yeah. To have 10 girlfriends and stuff like that. And that's cool. And
that be the niggas y'all like too. So it don't even like if you a good dude, y'all be liking the bad dudes.
Do we?
You said it yourself. He had to have a Benz.
Okay, and you know what? Because a lot for whatever reason,
we be a drug dealer. Whoa! You was naming the whole drug sector. No, he could have been a businessman, but you know what I'm saying?
He was a drug dealer. You were correct. But this is the thing: we be liking what we feel. And it's sad that we be wanting what we feel like other people would want too. Mm-hmm. Like we are attracted to what other people are attracted to. It's same. If you go to the cookout with your lady and your uncle don't say, "Okay, nephew, I see you," you feel like, what is going on? Why can't you doing something wrong? Mm-hmm. Why you can't just feel like she beautiful and that's it? Yeah. You waiting for Unc to say something. He ain't say nothing yet.
Unc gotta tap you. Goddamn, nephew.
But she's a great person. She's wonderful.
Like, I ain't trying to hear that shit, nephew.
She's a wonderful young lady.
You better take Sharkeisha down the street. You know what I mean? Like, they gonna treat you. But that's what we raised them to, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I be like, you gotta, you know, so much to unlearn.
And that's literally
what
the whole.
We don't do it till a little later. We don't get it as quick as women get it.
And the thing about it is, why not wait until you feel like, you know what, I'm ready to then be in a relationship with a person and waste their time?
Because you still love. You know what I mean? That's
you
the thing.
You still enjoy the perks of being in the relationship.
It's not even about just enjoying the perks, because a lot of times I honestly feel like men will put out more than a woman will, especially being younger. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas though we doing the court and we doing the date and we doing the communicating, and women don't really know how to communicate while they're young. We doing the emotional everything, while a woman is she willing to step on you, curse you out when she want to, and you accepting that shit.
We mature faster than y'all, so our communication is probably a little bit better.
At some point.
And the cursing you out and stuff, I want y'all to know, the men, that is reflective of the women that y'all go after. Right. Like the environments that they were raised in and brought up in and stuff like that. Yeah. There are women who actually get mad and cry. Yeah. And don't yell at you.
Or get mad and get quiet.
And stuff because maybe she needs some time to process. Yeah. And none of that as an adult, just because your mama was yelling at you don't mean that you go be in relationships with people that do the same. That's not normal. Right. Like, you're not raising your voice at me. Right. Like, because we're adults and you can talk in the same tone that I talk in. Yeah. So I definitely feel like when we're younger, we don't got any sense, but as an adult, you get to make the decisions on what type of woman that you are going to date and go after. Mm-hmm. And I feel like for men, because y'all don't really have no taste. Y'all, the taste be physical. Like, that's where y'all start. That's the foundation.
No, see, the crazy part, we got taste.
But y'all, for whatever reason,
it's two different kinds of taste. Y'all don't understand
the taste
men.
is the want and what y'all need. But y'all always in the mood for what y'all want, and that's what y'all end up with. And she's beautiful, and it really kind of stops right there sometimes. But then there are beautiful women that have those other qualities that y'all are looking for, but y'all find something wrong every time. I don't like how she dressed, or she a little corny, or she a little dorky. Like, y'all will find something, but
the ones when you find something and you find something fast, even if she look right and she's smart, that is just never gonna work. That just be God and intuition telling you that from the rip. And that's the thing. Like when niggas have sex or something like that, they know right after. It's dead. It's done.
But for when, I feel like a few things for when y'all don't date properly, like we're trying to get to know somebody. Yeah. And a lot of men, especially like black men, y'all really don't know what y'all bring to the table outside of being providers. Like, so you can't date properly because you don't know who you are outside of being able to provide. Like, so y'all joke and say, well, I am the table. I bring the whole table. But that's all you know yourself to do. Like, you see what I'm saying? And then when you don't provide, or you meet a woman who don't need you to provide all of those things, you lack creativity to date her properly. Like, it ain't no picnics in the living room. It ain't no Netflix. It's nothing creative. You only know how to take her to a steakhouse. Like, you only know how to take her on a trip. You don't know how to create no type of other experiences for her because your identity is rooted in being a provider. And then y'all don't, and then for whatever reason, when y'all meet a woman who has been providing for herself, or she's already successful, and she's expecting you to bring more to the table than that, you feel like she's nagging and complaining because she wants more depth. She wants more substance. She wants a conversation. Right. She wants something more sentimental. And you're just trying to take her on a trip or buy her something when that is not what she's looking for.
What she's looking for.
That's not meaningful because I can get that for myself.
Right.
It's meaningful to a man because like y'all don't get gifts that often.
Right. So
but to women, we buy to women it's not really meaning as much.
And that's the thing. But then society got it seem like so many women want a man to treat him and do this. So it seemed like that's if you're able to do those things, then you the winner. You the guy. You got it. But I definitely understand what you're saying. I think that those things mean the most as well. Like having depth to you, being able to make something happen with
bring
nothing.
Bring your woman flowers. They got you walk past flowers and shop right all the time. You don't bring your lady no flowers.
Yeah.
Like
I think simple shit matters. I feel like if you can make it happen while you got nothing, then you know it's gonna be lit when you lit. Right. You know what I mean? That's how I look at it. And I
feel like when people don't got nothing, they're more creative. Because they want to make their partner feel special and appreciated with lack of resources. And then they get the resources, and then it's just like I'm on open table just making a reservation, or I'm making reservations all the time. So it's nothing cute anymore because you can pay for everything now. So I feel like
that's corny.
Yeah, it's just not fun no more. Like it's just not fun.
Yeah, but I definitely think that there's a very large percentage of men that are not fully understood, and I don't think society makes us feel like we can't give everybody everything because they'll never truly understand. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like it's always going to be a lack of understanding between men and women at some point until men get to where women want us to be at. But you know what I mean? But there's a point where we still lost. We know where we at, but it seems as if we lost by the things that we're doing. Right. Because you don't fully understand us.
Right. And I feel like the goalpost shouldn't be for where we want y'all to be, but for where you want to be yourself. Because if you're not where you want to be and it's a place that you're still trying to get to, it's going to be reflective in our relationship. And when men feel like my woman ain't doing this or she don't listen and stuff, and these black women don't let nobody lead them, unfortunately, where have you led yourself? Like, cause that's like, and it's a tough pill for some people to swallow because like, you could be doing more with yourself. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, you could be more disciplined. It's like, you don't want to hear it because it's making you be accountable. But the goalpost should be for yourself, not for where the standard of where I want you to be, because I'm still trying to get somewhere. Right. But what are you working towards besides trying to be what I need you to be? Like, what do you want for yourself?
That's a good job.
Like, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You out here freestyling. And you supposed to be leading the whole family.
Worry about you, young brother. And worry about where she wants you to be. Worry about where you want to be. But I think that's true, though. But I think we just get used to always catering to a woman. So, we're trying to be what you want it to be versus, and not even versus, at the same time as trying to get ourselves where we want to be. You know what I'm saying? But we cutting corners, doing this, to do that, to try to appease you while still going through our own shit and figuring ourselves out. But I don't know. I think with grace and understanding, you know, a
lot of
men,
grace.
Yeah, a lot of grace. We need some grace. We need some grace and some space and some understanding, and we can flourish and become roses.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I think every man can be great. Not and whether they cheat or not, have cheated or what.
Why you bring this cheating part back?
Because a lot of men cheat. So I'm speaking for the dudes
we
that
had moved past the cheating part.
You know what I'm saying?
And you brought it back full circle.
You dug a grave for them and you buried them. I'm telling my brothers, it's hope.
I want to know how we got.
That you ain't got no way.
I want to know how we got back over here.
I just had to let them know.
Okay.
Because it happens, and we not going.
I'm not saying that they can't never get their stuff together. They can,
and they can be great.
Because there's some people there's some men who have been cheaters and they don't go cheat on the next person. Like, and they never like. I get that some people change.
Yeah, it's possible.
But it's other things from like you can, but it's other things like even with that. I'm not even gonna go back. It's nothing. I'm not even gonna go back over there.
Where is that?
I'm gonna leave it there.
Yeah, leave them hope.
I don't want nobody going for none of that.
See, keep trying to bury my brothers. Leave them alone. But I really appreciate this conversation. I think it was dope. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to pick your brain. You were good one. I feel like we need like a what's that, John? Back and forth. Yeah, like a debate, like, you know what I mean? I think that'd be dope.
I'm not about to be arguing with you about these cheaters trying to take up for them.
Nah, my shit go deeper than just cheaters, though. I do coach people through love. Because I feel like a lot of people don't know how to communicate. I'm great at communicating, so, you know what I'm saying? But it took me a long time to learn it, you know what I'm saying?
I make sure that I'm at Sunday at 4:00. I'm sitting here talking to my therapist every Sunday. I don't miss a Sunday. I'm gonna make sure that I can. When you are working on yourself as being a great communicator, your children get the benefit, your friends get the benefit, everybody around me gets the benefit with me communicating properly.
Facts.
Like, and not
everything works smoother when you communicate. Because I feel like that's the problem when you can't communicate, so you can't voice what you're trying to voice to even get the next person to do what you want them to do. Especially like even with kids. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk to kids frustratedly, they just behave more frustratedly.
And a lot of us never had the space to try to figure out what I'm feeling or how I feel. Especially men. Like that's why y'all do deserve more grace. Grace, but not excuses. But I know that y'all never have had spaces to really try to think about what am I feeling besides anger, being upset, being mad, being sad. There's so many other emotions that abandoned. Like you didn't think about that. You didn't have a dad. That is not normal. Or looking at a class picture and half of your friends are dead. That is not normal either. Like it's so many emotions to dive deeper into than the few they get to talk about, and they don't got a lot of spaces to talk about that. I think the joint is real though. I think that joint probably definitely resonates. Yeah, and that's why he's banging on her door talking about you gonna leave me, girl, and he just can't get broken up with because he feels abandoned. He feels like he's 8 years old again, being abandoned, and that's why he should probably be in therapy on Sundays too.
You need it sometimes.
You need therapy, not sometimes. Majority of the time, just go talk to somebody that doesn't know you.
That don't know you.
Yeah, so if you're listening to this, make sure you go to therapy.
You think therapy really helps?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been to couples therapy. I go to therapy by myself. I just love it. Like,
how do you feel about couples therapy?
I think that you shouldn't do couples therapy until you've done individual therapy.
Okay.
Like, don't just be, we going to do couples therapy. No, you go do individual therapy because if you do that, you may not even need couples therapy because you're working through things. But I think that couples therapy allows your partner to feel safe to express something that you may be interrupting them about. Like you can't interrupt your partner while they expressing how they feel in therapy. They can not be judged. Or like sometimes your partner may say, you did this, and now it's a back and forth thing. Yeah. Like why are we going back and forth when we on the same?
So then we kind of eliminate that, kind of like the referee situation.
It's a rough there.
Do it get worse before it get better? Through couples therapy? Like do you start exposing shit that you wasn't ready to accept, and now it's like, oh shit.
I feel like it could be uncomfortable with your partner, with you feeling like you gonna tell him that you going this person don't know us. I feel like it is you have to get comfortable with the fact that they're putting all your business out there to somebody, but in order for them to give you good advice, they have to know. Okay. So it do get worse for a minute. And then it's like, wow, like, and before, like, I'm not in couples therapy anymore. Like, I don't need to be in couples therapy, but, and like, or like, it was like premarital counseling, like before you get married, like, so I don't need to be there because we both got all the tools that we need to communicate effectively.
Y'all got y'all tools.
Yeah, but you definitely start feeling like, why you put my business out there like that?
You watch Reasonable Doubt?
No.
You don't?
Is it a show?
It's a show.
Okay.
It's on Hulu.
Is it funny?
It's dope. It's a little bit of everything.
Okay. It's not scary or people dying.
No.
Oh, okay.
It's a woman. She a lawyer, but her and her husband in couples therapy. That's why I asked, because that's where they at right now.
Okay, then I need to watch this. Yeah. I might watch this and eat my food the rest of my food.
It ain't all about that, but it's about that.
Okay.
A lot of little shit. But no, it was dope. So I know you got the book coming November. Any tours, shows, anything like that? So
we probably do a tour in the beginning of the next year after the book is out.
Okay.
Like January, February. I feel like most of the tours are always in the beginning of the year. Okay. And then that's it. That's
that. Have you been putting out poetry on Instagram? How you normally do?
I put out a poem yesterday and a poem the other day. And like I post on TikTok, but I feel like I've just been trying to, like, I be reading a lot, and I feel like with me reading so much, the way I write is changing, and I'm just trying to find a space of, like, people growing with me outside of, like, relationship poems all the time, because I'm not heartbroken, but I know that people still want me to write those type of poems. But I don't.
Feeling like Keisha Cole.
And Mary J. Blige. Yeah. All the time. So I got to give it to them maybe once a month, but I just...
You ain't there no more.
I don't have it for you, but I'm going to try to get it for you, okay?
Got you. You got to watch some shows, there's a movie, get some heartbreak going on.
Got to watch Waiting to Exhale or something, like tap into something for them.
Tap into a different person. But I really appreciate you coming. I hope you enjoyed the food.
I did.
You know what I mean? Shout out my guy, Chef Keith, Chef Buckets, you know what I'm saying? Soul Fusion Cuisine. It's a great night, though. We had a good job.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. You're always welcome back after you drop your book, come through, and chop it up again.
Okay, thank you.
Bring some bullet points this time for my conversation and be ready for you.
Okay, all right.
But let them know where to follow you at, how to keep up, get the book, and anything like that.
You guys can follow me at Maui, MAUI_W on Instagram, TikTok, Threads. Everything's just the same thing. And you can get my book at MauiTheWriter.com, Amazon, or Barnes & Noble. So
there you go. Maui the Writer. It's your boy Smooth, cooking up 215. And we out of here. Let's go.